Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
Hey guys, guess what?
What?
Where were you this weekend?
Yeah.
Where were you? You gotta answer it. You can't just say
Well,
yeah.
I asked you guys to guess what.
We know what.
We know what. Tell the audience what.
This is where you could have played into it, guessed some really ridiculous stuff. You went to see the world's giant rubber band ball, something.
Okay, do you want to try this again?
Yes, I would love to.
Okay.
Hey guys, guess what?
You went to see Walt Disney's Frozen Head.
Let me try again.
No.
One more time.
No.
Well, I said guess what. I didn't say guess what I did this weekend. So let me try again. Hey guys, guess what I did this weekend?
You tested my patience beyond its limits.
That was good. That was really good. All right. I went to 17's concert in New York. Their Right Here tour. So
They're right here?
They're not right here. You went to New York.
Yeah, they're not right. Yeah, they didn't even come right here.
Their Right Here tour. The tour is called Right Here. They're not right here. I would love it if they were right here. Maybe they'd kick your ass, Franklin.
They wouldn't kick me. Well, most of them would.
No, Mingyu would protect you because you're his #1 fan.
Yeah,
you are
Mingyu
his
would protect
#1
me.
fan.
And
That's on Instagram.
S-Coops wouldn't be able to do anything, so it's fine.
I don't know, man. He looks pretty strong. And why do you pick on him? I sent him so many pictures.
And they were all lame.
I sent him one photo and I said, "Isn't this cool?" Because I texted him. We're waiting for the concert to start, and before the concert starts, when you're people are finding their seats, they play their music videos and stuff. And every time S Scoop showed up on the TV screen or whatever, I swear to God, I almost lost my hearing. So.
And my response was, people can have bad taste.
Yeah. And I said he was mean. And then I sent him a few pictures of S Coops, which I think are really good photos.
The first picture, Hannah, if I remember, when I'm editing, I'll remember. I'll send you
I'm going to send them to Hannah right now.
The first one, I said his clothes are too baggy. He looks like a kid wearing his dad's suit because the suit jacket and the shirt are huge on this man.
All right.
They're too baggy.
That's the style, dumbass. You're dumbass.
Doesn't mean it's good.
It is good.
It's not good. It's too baggy.
It's only good if the tailoring is good.
He looks like a child put his dad's suit on. No, it looks like a child put his dad's suit on.
I will be the judge. I am the fashion girly here. I say as I wore sweatpants for the past 3 days.
Anyway, the second image was the lowest res image I've ever seen in my life.
What do you want from me?
It looks like someone captured this on a fucking Commodore 64.
Yeah, that's a very low res image.
Did you see the first one?
I can't tell if the tailoring and size is good because he's moving.
It's not good. I can just say it.
You don't get to say that. It's up to Hannah.
The third image, he has a stupid smear on his neck.
Yeah, what is this neck tat that he suddenly has?
But it's not a neck tat because he doesn't have a neck tat.
It's a feather, and it's it's a temporary tattoo that they put on for certain performances.
Yeah. Amanda said it was a feather. I said it looked like he tried to change the oil on his car.
It looks like he had a marker and then he smeared it on himself.
That's not his fault. That's the stylist's fault.
It's like if he, you know how you're doing art class when you're a kid and you get paint on your fingers but you don't remember it and you just start scratching at your neck?
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
And then the last image is, I said it was the least lame one he had, but he just gives off a lame aura. Because I know how lame he truly is.
Hannah.
I'm not a fan of the last image. He looks like he's trying to be Edward Cullen.
Ooh, Korean Edward Cullen. And then Amanda asked me what my aura is. I don't know what my aura is because you can't know your own aura. Because it's something you put off to other people. Because I view myself very differently than how other people view me, so I don't know what aura I'm giving off.
I have an orange aura.
Hannah does have an orange aura.
I don't know what that means.
It means I'm creative.
Very good. I can see that.
Yes, I had a professor in college tell me what my aura was, and he said orange, and I was like, yeah, that checks.
Funny enough, that's what her voice sounds like, too.
That's good. that must mean the professor was definitely correct about your aura color.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, synesthesia is kind of fun sometimes.
Anyway, Amanda, I do want to say, how was the concert? I'll ask you that. How
Oh,
was the
yeah,
concert?
thank you. It was super great. They always put on a good show, and I know this is more of a me problem, but man, teenagers hurt my head.
I think teenagers should be barred from concerts and
Yeah,
outside.
I would agree. I would agree with that. The young adults and everybody pretty respectful and stuff. I was surrounded by teenagers. One of them was smoking weed behind me, and I know that they definitely weren't like 18, and I should have gotten an attendant, but at the same time,
You don't want to be a snitch.
I also didn't want to miss the fucking concert that I paid fucking money for to go find somebody. That's the attendant's job, to make sure they're not doing shit. Aside from them just being fucking obnoxious, the concert was great. I really like 17's Carrot fans that are not teenagers, that are self-aware and aware of others and the space and aren't hitting their light sticks into me. I would appreciate that to not happen. My mom did go full Karen on the girls eventually because I kept screaming in her ear, and she's like, I paid to hear them sing, not you. And they tried to sass Monique.
Oh,
And
no.
we know how that goes. They definitely toned it down afterwards. So
probably they were scared of getting busted with weed.
They definitely were. But right next to mom were like these two like grandmas who really liked Korean dramas, and we're like, my niece really likes 17, but she's not old enough to go to this yet. So we'll just go. And I thought that was really cute. She's like, oh, I love K dramas. I'll go to K-pop, and they really enjoyed themselves too. So it was great. 2 members weren't there. June is busy filming, I think, a drama in China, and Jonghan is in the military, serving his time. So Godspeed. I wish him the best, and I will see him in 2 years when he gets out. But yeah, it was fantastic. Frankie, I think you would have really enjoyed it.
I think I would have too. I enjoyed the energy from their concert from the movie, so I'd probably enjoy the concert better.
If I bought you tickets to 17, would you go with me?
Yeah, depending. Like, you have to like plan it out, but yeah, I'd go.
I'm making a mental note for later, because the next time we go, I'm getting box seats.
Box seats.
Yeah, I'm not fucking around.
I'd definitely go for fucking box seats.
Yeah.
I wanted to deal with other people. Oh, that'd be like I wanted to deal with like that'd be nice. All right, well that has been Amanda's K-pop corner. Join us next time in the K-pop corner.
Oh, I do want to say, I had a nice 6-hour drive home today.
Yeah.
From New York, so that was dope. And I'm totally not sick from being around people at the concert because nobody wears masks anymore. I should have worn a mask. This is my fault. I should have, but I also didn't want to. I wanted to breathe. Frankie, I want you to know, there are 2 songs that I think you really would have enjoyed at the concert. One of them is Monster.
Okay.
The other one is Water. Both of which feature the hip hop unit and Mingyu heavily, but also S. Coops heavily. And Vernon, who is
that's debatable though.
Hey, and Vernon, who is a member that you recognize, and Wongwoo, who is a member that you got beat up by, or not beat up by.
Yeah, he didn't beat me up. I think I got beat up because of.
You got beat up because of him. Just his mere presence. So, but I think you'd really enjoy it. It was really great. I loved it so much. Anyway, speaking of loving things, I didn't hate this movie that we're talking about.
Bold statement.
I didn't hate this.
I did, for many reasons.
The first of which, I'm sure, being it wasn't on Disney Plus, Amanda.
Here's the thing. That has impacted the reasons why I don't like it, but originally I was fine with it not being on Disney Plus, Amanda. I just looked for it and I found it on Daily Motion.
That's where I watched it as well.
And
then I realized that I still had a VHS of this fucker. It is one of
want to name this film.
Oh yeah.
Make Mine Music.
Yeah, so I also watched it on Daily Motion, and
we all watched it on Daily Motion.
Because that's like the only place on the internet to find it.
And I'm not paying $19 to buy it.
No, I would never.
Especially because I have a VCR and a VCR and a VHS of it.
But Make My Music, watching it on Dailymotion, that is a hellscape of a website, and I will if there is only access to it on Dailymotion, I'm not watching it anymore. What a hellscape of an experience. What a nightmare I had. I had to watch it in two separate settings because I had to give up watching it yesterday, and I still didn't finish it. I watched all the way up until the last segment. I've seen the last segment before. I know what it is. I teased Hannah with this story before you came into the room, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
So today when I watched the second half of what I watched today at work during my lunch break. And it was kind of shit because like every time it would load a new ad, it won't let you watch it with ad blocker on.
Yeah.
So every time it would load a new ad, it would like sit there for like a minute and I would have to hit pause and then play on the ad to get it to start again. And it did this for every ad. So I just didn't have the time to finish it. Because yesterday I had to give up watching it when I started it because it was fine when I started. I got through the first segment pretty okay. And then it went to load an ad, but it didn't load the ad correctly. So it didn't like show an ad. It just started playing the movie. And then as I'm listening to it, all of a sudden I hear fucking Donald Trump's voice for a goddamn campaign ad, him talking about illegal immigrants and being racist. I'm like trying to find what website I have open that's playing an ad out of nowhere, and it's fucking Dailymotion. So I close out the site, bring it back up. I fast forward the movie to where I was, and it's still doing the same thing. So it would start the ad, play about 5 seconds of the ad, stop, and then play the ad again, stop, play the ad again, stop for 5 minutes, and then it would stop. But it's not playing the video of the ad, it's just the audio as the movie is also playing. So I'm hearing the movie and a fucking Trump ad.
The story's better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
At the exact same time. It just kept happening. And then it would stop. After 5 minutes, it would stop. And then it would like keep playing the movie until where a new ad would be supposed to load in. And then it would go through the same bug thing again. And I got to like, here, I know I have where I stopped my notes. I watched the up to A Ballad in Blue, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is an unbearable way to watch a movie.
Uh-huh.
So I stopped.
He's your sleep paralysis demon.
Exactly. I had to stop, and I tried to finish it today at work, and I couldn't because it was taking too long to load the ads this time. But what a fucking nightmare! If there's only access to it on Dailymotion, I'm not doing it anymore because Dailymotion is a fucking hellscape.
Okay, so funny enough. Yeah, funny enough. I also did not like watching this on Dailymotion, not because I had any of the problems that you had, but because I hate fucking ads. And I have YouTube Premium, and I pay for subscription services to like everything, so I don't do ads. I hate them. Fucking hate them. I went searching on the Reddit, and I found a fun little Google Drive filled with Disney movies that are no longer available on Disney Plus platforms.
And you're going to send us that link.
I'm going to send you the links. Yes.
Thank you. Send it in an email, then I won't lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, technically I can't send you the drive, so I'm just going to send you the links to the drives on.
That's fine.
It's my drive.
Just send us a link.
Whenever we do the movie that we need to do.
The Song of the South. We're talking about Song of the South.
Yeah. I'll send you that link.
Idea. Yeah. Should we get together for Song of the South and get drunk and watch it?
Would you like to?
I feel like that might be the only bearable way to make it through that next film.
When is so let me jump forward.
Yeah, we got to figure out when that is in the timeline.
I think that's her next one.
It is my next one, but we have to figure out like the weekend that is, because right now it's the 28th of October. So the next Sunday is the 3rd.
We can figure this out later. We don't have to do this right now.
I'm going to figure this out live.
We cannot figure this out live because
Content.
I want to get through this episode. I gotta get up early for work tomorrow.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Hold on. I think Secret is trapped somewhere.
What do you mean Secret is trapped somewhere?
Exactly what I said. I think he's trapped somewhere. Give me a second.
This sounds like a job for the peanut gallery and not you.
I'm calling the peanut gallery so that I don't have to, unless you want me to, you guys to hear this conversation. Hannah, Frankie, talk about something else.
Hannah and I can vamp for a little bit.
Then vamp.
You can't just demand vamping.
Vamp. Vamp, vamp.
You gotta
vamp,
give some
vamp,
kind
vamp,
of.
vamp.
All right, thanks, Hannah. You gotta give like some kind of
Mhm.
warning that vamping is necessary. I think this is riveting content as well.
Mhm.
This sucks. God, this is really bad. We're bad at this, Hannah.
I know.
I thought we were better than this. Sometimes I listen to episodes and I laugh while I'm editing.
Sometimes we have good episodes.
Yeah, and then we're doing this shit now.
I'm so upset. Okay, so I record in my bedroom
Okay,
for the most part.
that's where
I
I'm.
think that's where we all record.
My mother is in the living room, which is adjacent to my bedroom. So I hear this meowing, assuming that it is a distressed cat, because it sounds like a cat that is distressed. I also hear this thumping noise. Turns out it was just the peanut gallery knocking on the fucking wall, and Rice Ball was just walking around the house in heat.
So
And
no one
tricked me.
was.
Nobody was trapped.
No one was trapped or in distress.
So you vamped for nothing, but apparently you guys are bad at vamping today.
Well, we've
We're
never been
always
good at
bad.
vamping.
Yeah. You know what we could have talked about? The comment we got on Spotify.
Oh, we could have,
we
but I didn't think
should-
about that.
We should talk about that real quick, or else the peanut gallery will actually kill me because I live with her.
We got a comment on Spotify saying that they love the peanut gallery. So
We have fans. Hi, fans.
How,
our first Spotify comment. So thank you for that. And now peanut gallery has been on
Cloud9.
Cloud9 because
Have we inflated her ego?
So much, Frankie.
she called me and was so happy. I've never heard her so happy.
It was like, Hannah, you remember the first time that you let her hug you? It was that kind of happy.
That's pretty happy.
So just know who I forget the name who left the comment, and I have to re-log into the website to look it up. But whoever you are, you know who you are. Thank you for leaving the comment, and two, you've made the peanut gallery very happy.
Yeah, and now she wants merch made.
Yeah, she wants her own merch. She wants peanut gallery merch.
If you want peanut gallery merch, you got to go to the Doctor Who episode over on YouTube and like her comment.
If you want peanut gallery merch, you got to get other people to support us so we can start selling merch.
Yeah.
So it becomes affordable and cost effective for us to sell merch.
I mean, it's going to be really funny because I haven't asked if this was Erica. I don't think it's Erica, but I haven't asked if this is any of our friends yet. So it's going to be really fucking funny if we find out later on that this is like somebody who knows us.
I hope it's not, though.
I also hope it's not. So we'll find out. Anyway, Make Mine Music. Make Mine Music is a 1946 American animated musical anthology film produced by Walt Disney and released by RKO Radio Pictures on April 20th, 1946. Apparently,
you sound real excited.
Well, it's the 40s, so I'm going to talk about war for a minute. During World War II, much of Walt Disney's staff was drafted into the Army, and those that remained were called upon by the U.S. government to make training and propaganda films, as we talked about the last time. As a result, the studio was littered with unfinished story ideas. So in order to keep the feature film division alive during this difficult time, the studio released 6 packaged films, including this one, made up of various unrelated segments set to music. This is the 3rd packaged film following Saludos Amigos and The Three Caballeros.
Disney is in its flop era.
Well, it's not. What? I don't think this is a flop. I love Make Mine Music, and I also really love Melody Time.
I'm gonna give my controversial opinion before we start the actual review. Then,
yeah. Hey, Frankie fucking hated this movie.
Cool. I think that's not only it. I think this is worse than Fantasia.
Wow, I think you're incorrect.
I have reason why. I do have a reason why.
It's 2 against 1, Amanda. I'm with Frankie.
No.
Yeah. You want to know my reasoning why, or do you want me to wait?
You can wait. Let me go through the segments. Do you guys think we would have gotten a content warning if this was on Disney?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's banned for a reason. I did find out why people think it's banned.
Why?
Because I was so angry yesterday because I couldn't watch it. I looked up why is this not on Disney Plus. So there's two main reasons why they think it's banned. The one is that some of the music they just couldn't get the rights to, and they didn't want to pay exorbitant royalty fees to put it on Disney Plus for an anthology film that a lot of people just don't really care about. That's the first theory. I kind of believe that halfway, and then I think it's a little bit of both. The second theory is there were two things that they really just didn't want to put out, and that they have censored on like future releases of this. So they just decided we're just not going to put the whole thing in. The first one is the first short, the Colts and the Colt McCoys, or the Colts and McCoys, or whatever it's called. They, because of all the gun violence.
Yeah, I also have some problems with that one, not just for the gun violence, but some other stuff as well.
The Martins and McCoys, yeah, the gun violence they censored it, and in all the cats join in the shower scene with the girlfriend. They censored.
We don't need to be showing a teenage girl like that.
Yeah, she's like super nude in that. It's very weird.
It is weird.
And so they censored it in later releases, and then so they were just like, they probably just figured, one, it's not worth it to like censor these two because of the way they uploaded the footage is they have like the raw files. They were probably just like, it's not worth it to go in here and either remove scenes or just remove whole shorts, because people will be pissed about that when we're uploading stuff like Fantasia and other things that have kind of like racially insensitive stuff. It's kind of like we just don't want to censor this, even though they did censor Fantasia, as we all discussed. They probably just didn't want to go in and like remove some scenes or some shorts entirely, because that also might make people angry. And they probably figured this isn't like, people love Fantasia. So if Fantasia wasn't on there, people would there would be a lot of people upset. People don't love this one as much. So they probably figured if it's not up there as one of our war movies, it doesn't really matter.
We'll say this movie had kind of an all-star cast. So it had Nelson Eddy, who is an American actor and baritone. It had Dinah Shore. Please tell me you guys know who Dinah Shore is.
I don't.
You are saying names, and I know they are names.
Mm-hmm.
She was huge in the 40s.
Guess when I wasn't alive. I'm just gonna point it out there.
Benny Goodman, clarinetist, known as the King of Swing. The Andrews Sisters.
I do know the Andrews Sisters.
The Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
Yeah, and by Mia Beast Duchesne. We sang that in chorus. We sang both of those.
Jerry Colonna, or Gerardo Luigi Colonna, was an actor, American musician, comedian, singer, songwriter, and trombonist, who was most known for playing the zaniest of Bob Hope's sidekicks in Hope's popular radio shows. Sterling Holloway. Everybody should know who Sterling Holloway is. He's the voice of Winnie the Pooh. The original voice of Winnie the Pooh.
I didn't know that.
Again, you are saying names, and I know they are names.
He also played Mr. Stork in Dumbo. He was
my favorite character in Dumbo, Mr. Stork.
He was Adult Flower in Bambi. He plays the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, which we haven't got to yet. Kaa in The Jungle Book, the snake.
That's a role I know.
And Ruckford the mouse in Aristocats.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
He's a little mouse.
I didn't know there was a mouse in Aristocats.
God fucking damn it, Franklin. Andy Russell, also a singer, entertainer of Mexican descent, specializing in traditional pop music and Latin music in the 1940s. Who else do we have in this star-studded cast? David, oh gosh, it's Russian, so I'm not going to pronounce it right, but I'm going to try my best. Lichnin, a Russian-American ballet dancer and somebody say the word because I can't say it.
Choreographer.
Yeah, I said it. Never mind.
Did you say it?
I did say it. I ended up saying it.
I'm impressed we did that in perfect unison, Frankie.
Yeah, that makes up for our vamping.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tatiana Mikhailova Babushinska, also a Russian American prima ballerina and teacher. The Pied Pipers, who were an American popular singing group originally formed in the late 1930s. They had several
That's
chart
a
hits.
big get, the Pied Piper.
Yeah.
The one who led the rats out of the town? That's a big get.
Shut up. They had several chart hits throughout the 1940s, both under their own name and in association with Tommy Dorsey, with Johnny Mercer, and with Frank Sinatra.
I know that name.
I would hope you know. The Kingsmen, I don't know who they are. They don't have a Wikipedia page. And then the Ken Darby Singers. I know who Ken Darby is.
I have no idea who Ken Darby is.
He's a vocal arranger, American composer. He apparently provided the vocals for The Wizard of Oz, and the Munchkinland Mare.
Oh yeah, everyone's favorite character in The Wizard of Oz, the Munchkinland Mare.
Like the opening, looks like we were going to the movies. I really like the colors of the opening. I'm just gonna point that out there. Okay, so we'll start off with the first segment. The Martins and the McCoys, or sorry, the Martins and the Coys. I have said McCoys because this is basically a story about the Hatfields and the McCoys. Do you guys know the Hatfields and McCoys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I would hope so. Frankie.
What?
For our listeners who don't know what the fuck that is, give a brief synopsis.
Oh, am I supposed to give a history lesson?
Yeah, you know history better than all of us.
Okay, so the Hatfields and McCoys are a family from West Virginia, Kentucky, like the border area there, that fucking hated each other, and they fought. They just fought each other. When you think of like in TV, and you have the two hillbilly families that really just want to kill each other, that's what they're based on. The Hatfield and McCoys.
Yeah, a lot of people died. A lot of Hatfields and McCoys died. Apparently, though, and I learned this today because I was really interested in if this feud was still going on. They squashed the feud in like 2000 something, and now there's like an event. It's like a 3-day weekend festival thing about like
where the McCoys get to kill one Hatfield and the Hatfields get to kill one McCoy, and then the feud they move on for the year.
Are you serious?
You see,
No,
the purge happens in this area just for these two families.
Did you know? Hey, I'm on their Wikipedia page for like Hatfield McCoy feud. Do you know they competed on Family Feud?
That's hilarious. Who won?
Let me read it. In 1979, the families united for a special week's taping of Family Feud in which they played for cash, prize, and a pig.
And a pig.
The McCoy family won 3 games to 2, while the Hatfield family won more money, $11,272 for the McCoys, $8,459. The decision was made to augment the McCoy family's winnings to $11,273. If that had fucking happened, I would have restarted the feud as a Hatfield. What do you mean you're giving them one more dollar?
That's kind of fucking funny. What happened to the pig?
I have no idea what happened to the pig. They don't mention what
Pig
happened to the
got
pig.
butchered. What else do you think happened?
Yeah, pig definitely got butchered. But I have no idea what happened to the pig.
Thank you for the brief history lesson, Franklin.
Yeah.
That was Frankie's history hoedown. Join us next week.
That was a bonus episode of Freaks of History.
Yeah, actually join us next week because there will be a history lesson. Maybe the Hatfields and McCoys will get a full Freaks of History.
I would really enjoy that because it's a very confusing how the feud started and who all died and who all got married because there was intermarriage between them that didn't end up the greatest either.
And there was intermarriage in this story too.
There was intermarriage in this story. So, this is the Kingsmen's segment. The radio vocal group, the Kingsmen, is apparently what they are. They sung a story of the Martins and the Coys. Apparently, these guys were feuding in the mountains, these two families. It all started because some old dude went to go steal some eggs. I forget, was it a Martin that went to go steal some eggs from the McCoy?
Let me look at my note because I did have a note.
It was the red guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just put that old man is committing an actual crime, stealing eggs. He started this all just for a fucking omelet. Get your own chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, he basically just wanted an egg for breakfast. He came out of the hen house with multiple eggs, and then
All
the
the
hen,
eggs.
all of the eggs, and then the hen went and snitched, rightfully so, because those are her babies, possibly, maybe if they were fertilized.
I'm
Um,
sure some were.
and they just started fucking firing. They were just shooting at one another. This is where probably the gun violence came into play a lot. Like, so much gun, so much shots. Everybody in both sides of the family die except for one on each side. On the Martin side is the very lovely and totally not sexualized drawing at all, Grace Martin. And on the other side, the Coy side, is Henry Coy, who apparently was supposed to be super handsome. Hannah, did you think this man was drawn handsomely?
He was very barrel chested.
He scared the fuck out of me.
He is not my type.
His hair looked fake. He looked like it looked like the blonde in Rocky from Rocky Horror, but worse. Actually, you know what? It was Hulk Hogan's blonde.
Oh.
Which, another reason to hate Hulk Hogan, he was at Trump's stupid Madison Square Garden rally.
Oh, they brought him back.
Yeah, it was sad. That
Please tell me he didn't rip his shirt off again.
He ripped off a costume of some kind,
Oh,
but I don't think he was shirtless. But Grace and Henry inadvertently fall in love
after they almost shoot each other.
After they almost shoot each other. So they have their nice. I'm assuming the hoedown scene is like their wedding.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's what that was. That we're dancing and everything. Sure, great, dandy. This, and we're like, great, everything's great. No, this fucking short ends in domestic violence. Because apparently they fight worse than the people shooting each other.
The domestic violence pissed me off more than the gun violence.
Yeah,
I also looked, like, when I looked up somewhere to watch this, I saw it was like banned for gun violence, and then it opens with the Hatfield and McCoy inspired segment, and I was like, okay, cool, I get it. I understand why it's like content warning, gun violence. Like, I got that. There's no content warning for domestic abuse.
I guess they were supposed to, because it definitely back in the day wouldn't have been funny if it was the man beating him up. But that doesn't mean the woman needs to beat the guy up either. This is just bad on both sides.
Yeah, because they're both doing it to each other.
Yeah, and by the way, just as a side note, moving away from the domestic violence thing, the things that got thrown out of this fucking house, don't break your shit, man. That's money, and you don't seem to have a lot of money.
What was being thrown? Because I watched this in 1.5 speed because I wanted to get through it as quickly as possible.
Oh, that was smart. I saw some vases. I saw some really nice plates.
Okay, so all the wedding gifts.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, no. Don't throw your shit. Especially if it's like, this is probably like the 1800s, and plates are probably really fucking expensive. Plates are expensive now. Don't throw your plates. Don't hit your significant others, too, but also don't throw your plates. Don't do any of these things. Better. I like that one. But yeah, not great. Not a great way to start it off, so I'll say that. Next up, Blue Bayou. Unless anybody has anything else they'd like to add on the Martins and the Coys.
It was as expected.
So Blue Bayou. Frankie, funny enough, this segment was featured animation that was originally going to be used for Fantasia. That was going to use the Claude Debussy composition Clair de Lune, but it didn't end up happening. This segment features two, I'm going to call them birds. They're like craney birds.
They are birds. You can call. I think they'll be fine with being called birds.
Yeah, they're crane birds, flying through the Everglades on a moonlit night. However, by the time Make Mine Music was released, Clair de Lune was replaced by the new song Blue Bayou, performed by the Ken Darby Singers. There is, however, an original version of the segment that still survives somewhere, according to Wikipedia. This was nice. I enjoyed this. Frankie, it had some watercolors in it. You love watercolors.
This was so beautiful and so boring.
It was a good lullaby.
It was over very fast in 1.5 speed.
I should have watched at 1.5 speed. That would have made this a little more bearable.
I think it was only like 40 minutes instead of an hour and 15.
Blue Bayou is the start of my issues.
Why is this the start of your issues? Because it was just boring?
No, I'm like, okay. I had this problem with Fantasia where it was the stuff that isn't a story and it's just like animation with the music. But the reason I find Make Mine music worse than Fantasia is that at least with Fantasia, when they weren't telling a story, the animation was in rhythm with the music. Like the music guided the animation. Here, it just feels like music with some animation. Although it is beautiful, just animation thrown on. Like this the animation part of Blue Bayou could have worked with any song similar to Blue Bayou. It didn't need that song. The songs in like I know I had a problem with the one in Fantasia where it was like the one where like with each note a new color appeared. The one you liked, Amanda, because of what is it? What's it called?
I don't know.
Your thing where you see colors.
Oh,
Like
synesthesia.
your synesthesia. Yeah, you said you like that one because of that.
Yeah, I
Because
do.
that's how you experience music. And I was like, and I didn't really like it, but I think it's better when with that one because with each new note a new color. At least they were letting the music guide the animation. This one just felt like we have this like piece here. If we add some music to it, it might be good. It wasn't, but maybe.
I wonder if, because this was originally made for Claire de Lune, I wonder if you played that on top of it and it would have matched way better, like the Fantasia S style.
Maybe.
Like the flapping of wings like coincides with like pianos or something. So I'm wondering if that's it, but you're right. I can understand where you're going with this.
Yeah, and there were a lot of the like the ballad ones were like that, where there was no story, and I would prefer a story, but it didn't fit with the music.
Yeah, we'll talk about another one of those later on. But Blue Bayou, it's definitely, if I ever have a kid, I'm gonna put that on to put them to sleep. I think that'd be a good thing to put them to sleep to. Very relaxing, very calming colors. Next one is All the Cats Joined In. I was expecting cats.
I was too.
There was a cat before they got rid of him.
Yeah. Apparently, this segment was one of the two sections in which Benny Goodman and his orchestra contributed. Their music played over visuals drawn by an animator's pencil, which I do really like whenever we see the pencils involved in animation, like the Bugs Bunny cartoons, the Daffy Duck ones, the Disney ones. It's just a fun gag for me. I enjoy it. The scene portrayed, this is what they're called on Wikipedia, cat teens, which is a term for, it's basically another term for hipster in the 1940s. They are aficionados of jump blues and jazz, in particular, bebop.
And Rocksteady.
And portrayed teens in the 1940s being swept away by popular music. First off, when I first saw the not the kid at the jukebox, but the girl that the kid at the jukebox called, I thought this woman had a kid. I didn't think she was babysitting this kid until she started treating the kid like a little sister. Also, she just fucking left her little sister at home. Wasn't she supposed to be watching her?
Yeah,
It's the 40s. No one cares.
that's what teenagers do. They just leave their little siblings.
And I felt bad for the little girl. At least take her with you. You're just going to the fucking malt
Absolutely
shop.
not. No. No, no, no. Leave that child at home where it belongs.
I
Yeah.
liked the child more than I liked the girl.
I didn't like many of the characters in this, but that's because they all had demon eyes. So
They did kind of have weird eyes. The dancing scenes were animated well. You could tell they definitely used like real people at times, but it was just a bunch of teenagers dancing. Something that did make me laugh though All of these teenagers piling into this fucking car that should not be legal. They're speeding so fucking fast. One of them is on top of, like, I guess the hood of the car.
Yeah, they're like on the engine. That would burn.
Yeah. So it's speeding past, and then they slow down and seem calm as they pass a police car, and then speed up again. If I was the policeman, I would have trouble with that many people being in the car, and one of them looking like he's getting his nuts burnt off.
No, that's fine. Who cares?
They're going the speed limit.
I have a question for you too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question for the two of you. The opening of this is the boy hears a song on the jukebox, and he fucking loves this song so much that he's got to call his girlfriend to have her listen to it. But this is also how he apparently asks her for a date. Would that work for you?
Just some dude calling me and then playing me music?
Yeah.
I would assume if it's
not
a guy
for a first date. Not for a first date.
Maybe if we were dating for a while.
Yeah.
And I just kind of knew what he meant by this. Like, oh, like the music here is really cool. You should come type thing.
It was so bizarre. I've never loved a song that much.
However, I'll be honest with you. If you, Franklin, or Hannah did that, and we're like, hey, I really like this song, come down. I'd come down.
No, I don't think he said that, though. I think he just played the song to her. I don't think he said anything on the phone call. He just called her. She said hi, and then he just put the phone to the jukebox.
She knew what he meant. I'm assuming at this day and age, I'm not going to know what you meant, so you guys are going to have to speak words to me. You're like, hey, song's great. Come here. And I come here. I will come because it's you guys. But I'm going to ask you what the fuck and maybe punch Frankie in the shoulder.
You don't have to hit me.
I'm going to call you and just play the What's New Scooby-Doo theme song.
That's a different story.
Are you coming over?
Yeah, I'm going to come over. I'll come over with drinks. I'll come over with drinks and my Scooby-Doo pajamas.
That's a good deal, Hannah.
Okay.
I bought a Scooby-Doo onesie. Maybe that'll be our Christmas presents, podcast Christmas presents. Not only will you guys get your actual Christmas presents, but you guys will get podcast presents. We'll see. We'll all get Scooby-Doo onesies.
Are you saying we have to buy more presents for each other now?
I'm not saying that. Yeah, just all in all, a weird segment.
Not to mention the fat phobia at the end.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
she wasn't even fat.
She wasn't even fat. Her butt, actually, I really liked her butt.
She looked like me. Like, that was my body type, and I was like really upset and offended.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I want to be skinny here too, but like, no.
Also,
no.
Yeah. And the thing that upset me more about it wasn't the fact that like she was upset about it, but the fact that like a dude wouldn't even like look at her.
Yeah, before they drew they finished the drawing of her butt, he was like, "Ooh," and then they added more to it, and he's like, "Ooh, gross, disgusting."
Yeah. And then they erased it, fixed it, quote unquote.
And he was like, "Yeah."
Oh, back to this girl who's totally hot now that her butt is. I guess this was back in the day when like guys were boob guys.
No, it wasn't even that. It was like
we do have to watch this in 1940s eyes, where
skinny was like
the body type was hourglass, not pear or any body type.
Yeah, this just
watching it in 2024 and having a body type that is identical to the girl's original body type just really pissed me off.
Yeah, it's like seeing the do you guys remember the sleepover Barbie that happened like in the early 60s that was like how to lose weight book, and it came with a scale with sleepover Barbie, and in the inside of the book it was like don't eat.
No, I don't remember that. Damn.
Oh yeah, no.
What are we doing, Barbie? Huh?
Yeah.
Where was that Barbie in the movie?
I think Barbie was such a feminist movie. They wanted to completely ignore that Barbie ever existed.
The Barbie sequel will just be unpacking that.
Yeah, we should probably unpack that. Anyway, the next segment.
Whoa, yeah. we kind of just abruptly go to the next segment here, Amanda. But I just want listeners to know it's actually just Amanda imitating the movie because all the cats join in just kind of fucking ended. It just ended out of nowhere, right?
Yeah,
Like,
They just danced.
were you expecting it to end there, or were you like a little shocked that it just went to the next segment? I was like, whoa, all right. Was there an ending to this?
I was expecting like I don't know something
They fall
a lot
down.
more substantial,
I was still
like
expecting like maybe the girl to go back home to her sister.
They all
or at
fall
least
down and
like
fall asleep in the middle of the malt shop.
or
Maybe.
yeah, or at least like him drive her home or her saying goodbye to him and like a kiss on the cheek, something that like signaled the finality of it because it was just a bunch of teenage girls and guys that wanted to fuck but couldn't because it's the 40s and we don't do that.
Yeah, it just kind of ended. I was like, all right, I guess we're moving on.
They'll party till nightfall.
Moving on. Without You. This is literally all that Wikipedia has about this segment. This segment is a ballad of lost love sung by Andy Russell. That's
Yeah.
it.
I really don't have many notes on it. My notes were all of my complaints about the beautiful ballad, like art for the ballads, but it doesn't move to the music, and it's just there. It feels like
The art was very pretty. It doesn't move to the music. And also, she dead?
I don't
Or
know.
he dead?
I have no idea what was happening
The
here.
person died? This is
This
this is a little bit of a bummer to
Wait, is
throw
this
in.
the ballet one?
No.
I
There's the
don't
one with
remember this
like
one then.
some trees going on. I think.
They're looking out of a window and then the window morphs into something.
I don't remember this one.
Okay, well, yeah, you didn't
That's my review of this segment. I don't remember it.
I wish I could forget it.
Next up, Casey at the bat.
Yeah, here we go. Baseball, baby.
I do appreciate the baseball. We are America's pastime, I guess. This segment featured Jerry Colonna reciting the poem, also titled Casey at the Bat, by Ernest Thayer, about the arrogant ball player whose cockiness was his undoing.
Yeah,
Poor
he
little
deserved
whiny bitch baby.
he
That's what I'm
deserved
calling
to
this segment.
he deserved to be struck out.
So the setting is 1902 in the town of Mudville. Is it the Mudville team that we care about? Yeah, we care about Mudville. I think. I think he played for Mudville.
Well, we
I think Casey
supposedly care about Mudville, and then we realize Casey's a fucking asshole. So
yeah, he's a douchebag. So Mudville's down by like 2. It's 4-2. They're down by 2. First up to bat is this fucker who is he the one who gets the bat stuck in his hair?
no, that guy makes it on base.
Oh, right. You're right. You're right. The first guy up fucking fails. Next guy.
I have a note. I have a note. The first guy up is the big guy, and he fucking bunts.
Oh, right.
Big guy shouldn't be bunting. What are we doing? Unless it's
He
a
also
sacrifice
doesn't make
bunt.
it to base.
No, he gets out.
Yeah.
He bunted. He's a big guy who bunted.
The second guy also gets out. He hits a ball right into a player's hand. Then the next guy up, his hair gets tangled in the bat. And you think, oh, this is it, man. This is fucking it. But we haven't seen Casey, so it can't be it. Somehow he manages to get on base. Then the next guy up.
Imagine if that was it. We just never get to see Casey.
Yeah.
I thought he was Casey because he had a magical mustache.
The next guy up, somebody put matches in his shoe. I feel like that's illegal in baseball.
It is also illegal in real life. That's also just a crime.
It's also a crime. He also manages to get on base because he hits the cover off of the ball.
Because he's on fire.
Casey comes up, and Casey is not that much of a looker, but apparently he just gets all of the ladies.
Because he's good at sports.
It is because he's good at sports. Apparently, I mean, Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio, he was not the best looking guy in the world.
Yeah, but he was good at sports.
But he was good at sports. You're right. So he's up to bat. First, he lets the first ball, like, he lets the first ball just go right by him. So first strike.
And the fans get angry and say, "Oh, it wasn't a strike." These fans they all need glasses. That was a straight down the middle pitch.
They were also gonna kill the fucking umpire.
Yeah, that one
like
woman
somebody
wanted
had
to
a
kill
knife.
the ump.
Yeah, did you see the guy with a knife? Someone had a knife.
I didn't see the knife.
A fucking knife. He then starts reading, I guess, a magazine of some kind, and lets the ball go past him again. On the last hit, he's like, I'm definitely gonna hit him, definitely gonna hit it. And then we just flash to like, oh, somewhere it's nice and things are great and things are happy. And it's like a dreamlike sequence, and we're like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Weren't we watching a baseball game? Cut back to the narrator saying, but Mudville's not happy because Casey struck out.
It happens to everyone, you know? But he deserved it.
He did it to himself by not attempting to hit the first two.
Listen, most batters, I love baseball, so I know this. Most batters will take a pitch. They'll take the first pitch. I don't know why they do it, but they take the first pitch. Even if it's right down the middle, they'll take the first pitch. But then they swing at the second pitch. This guy just didn't do shit.
So, and that's where it ends, that he's throwing a little temper tantrum in the mud.
Whiny little bitch baby.
Yeah, he's being a little bitch baby. Would you guys care to know that there is a sequel cartoon to this segment called Casey Bats Again?
Yeah,
I don't want to watch it.
Is it in another movie that we have to watch?
I don't think so. It was released on June 18th, 1954.
It doesn't exist. I refuse to watch it.
I don't know what happens in it. I've never seen it. Anybody have anything else to say about this fucking douchebag? I think the moral was don't be a douchebag.
I think so.
Don't be a cocky little douchebag.
Sounds right.
Next up was Two Silhouettes. This segment featured two rotoscope live-action ballet dancers, David Lencina and Tanya. David and Tanya, moving in silhouette with animated backgrounds and characters.
All right, that's what happened.
Yeah, they're also accompanied by two cupids at the very beginning, also who are in silhouette and turned into a heart. And the song is sung by Dinah Shore. Did think this was really cool for the time. Obviously, we could do better now, but for the time, impressive. There was a moment at the very beginning where I was like, did they just like draw the silhouettes or are these actual people? Like, it was pretty, for a second, it took me a minute. But I was also watching on my phone, on Daily Motion. Anybody else have any comments?
It happened. They did make it.
Peter and the Wolf is next. The segment
Peter's death.
The segment Peter and the Wolf is accompanied by a dramatization of the 1936 musical composition by Sergei Prokofiev, with narrations by actor Sterling Holloway, who is the voice of Winnie the Pooh. You didn't hear Winnie the Pooh in any of what the man was saying? He sounded like fucking Winnie the Pooh.
I watched this faster. Everyone's voices were distorted.
Frankie didn't, though.
I didn't recognize his voice.
Honestly, Peter and the Wolf has so many variations. I've seen like a horror one where he does get eaten by the wolf. I didn't know what was going to happen. I remember this.
Hannah. Maybe Hannah will feel a little better.
Yeah.
I probably would. This kid is an idiot.
I remember watching this as a kid, but I don't remember what happened. Maybe because the wolf was so fucking scary that it traumatized me. That wolf did not need to be that scary. They also gave him like swirling eyes in one scene.
The wolf was the best part. The animation of the wolf, great.
Yeah. A Russian boy named Peter sets off into the forest to hunt the wolf with his animal friends. A bird named Sasha. I love Sasha. I love Sasha and his little hat that he always forgets. That was kind of cute. He's cute. You know who he reminded me of? The bird from the railroad thing from Saludos Amigos.
No, because this bird was cool.
Oh, you like Sasha too?
Yeah, the other bird, not cool.
Sasha was balding.
You know, he can't help that. Don't hold that against him. He just needs some keeps, not a sponsor. So bird named Sasha, a duck named Sonia, and a cat named Ivan. I kind of liked Ivan. Ivan wanted to eat Sasha. Just like in the original music composition, each character is represented with a specific musical accompaniment. Peter is the string quartet, Sasha by the flute, Sonia is the oboe, Ivan is the clarinet, Grandpapa is the bassoon, the hunters through their gunfire, the kettle drums, and the evil wolf primarily by the horns and cymbals. I will agree with you, Hannah, this kid was fucking dumb. His grandpa, Mr. Bassoon, said, hey, don't go looking for the wolf. Bad idea.
The kid brought a toy gun.
Yeah, you also have a gun with a cork on a string. I don't know what you're going to accomplish here.
I
But
know this child knows what a real gun looks like. And he brought
yeah,
a toy gun with a cork on a string.
yeah. Well, Grandpa takes stuff away. He ends up falling asleep, and Peter steals it back and goes sneaking out.
This is
Um,
just natural selection at this point.
yeah, no, Darwin Award. Meets up with Sasha. We like Sasha. Meets up with Sonia. I don't mind Sonia. She's a little dumb. And then Ivan. I love the cat. Ivan wanted to eat Sasha. I thought that was cute. And then he gets lectured by Peter. He gets lectured for doing his natural animal instinct, which is mean. Don't do that.
And exactly what the fox does, or the wolf does.
So they find the wolf. The wolf ends up chasing Sonia into a tree, and he snaps his mouth, and we think that Sonia is dead. We even see a little silhouette of Sonia in heaven. There's some feathers around his mouth. I actually didn't remember this, and I was like, if this bird is dead, I'm leaving.
I thought Sonia was dead. I looked up and I was like, damn, the duck is in duck heaven. Rip.
Yeah. At first, I thought, oh, maybe she survived, and then they showed the silhouette of her in duck heaven, and I was like, I guess she didn't survive. Spoiler, she does, and she did the thing by hiding in the tree further down, coming out underneath in the little crack or whatever of it.
Boo.
But that threw me off. You can't just show a little ghosty silhouette of the duck
You
and just
can't
make us assume that she isn't.
you can't just show that and then take it back.
Yeah,
Unacceptable. You
yeah.
gotta have if you're gonna have it, have them dead. I like that they
Um,
killed it. I didn't like that they killed the duck, but then I was like, you know what? I like the consequences. It shows how dangerous this actually is. And then the duck was just, oh, I'm actually alive.
so Peter, Sasha, and Ivan are up in a tree. The wolf's trying to get them. I forget what happens, but somehow a rope is involved. Oh, right. Sasha goes to beat up the wolf. And this bird is the size of a hummingbird, so he doesn't do the greatest job. He gets knocked unconscious, but before he can get eaten by the wolf, um, Peter gets a rope and has Ivan attach the rope to the wolf's tail and pulls the wolf up accidentally by falling over the other side of the rope. So him and the wolf are like face to face. Some hijinks ensues. Meanwhile, we hear the kettle drums, which means the hunters are coming. Um, there's a tall one, a medium one, and a short one. Sasha goes and hears the hunters. He goes to get help. He's like, hey, there's a wolf over this way. And he writes the word wolf in Russian in the snow, and they follow. All they see is a calf and some wolf prints left in the snow. And Hannah was probably like, yes, it's that motherfucker. But we see that Peter is fine. He tied the wolf, which means I guess he had two ropes then. But he tied the wolf upside down to a tree branch, connecting his feet both over the tree branch.
The wolf did not deserve this.
Yeah, the wolf is then like put on a spit, kind of like a stick, like he's gonna be put over a spit, upside down and carried through the town. And Peter is deemed a hero for capturing the wolf, even though he almost got everybody killed, including himself. Sasha is still grieving Sonia, and Sonia comes out of the tree. I was like, I'm. Why are we crying? Okay, I'll cry too. Oh wait, this is my grave. And Sasha's super happy.
Yeah, I was upset about that. And I was upset. What really upset me about this one is they explained. I wish they wouldn't have told us which character was represented by each instrument.
Mm.
Just do it. And if you can't if you can't show it properly
Don't
through
do it.
actual story, yeah, just don't do it. It's
Mm.
do your job. Your job as an animator is to I know they can do this stuff. They're talented animators. They've shown it through the whole movie.
Also, all these characters are in there so much that you should be able to very easily by just showing the characters.
Yeah. Imagine if you're watching a movie and like the music's playing and all of a sudden you're just like the narrator just like you get a narrator going in like So this music, you're supposed to be sad now, actually. You see that?
M. Night Shyamalan comes on and it's like, let me explain the twist.
M. Night Shyamalan comes in during trap. So that's my daughter singing a pop song, actually, right now. And I hope you all enjoy it. And it's a happy song. So I hope everyone's experiencing happiness right now before the big twist comes in at the end.
Yeah.
His daughter plays a pop song?
In the movie Trap, the singer, Lady Raven, is his daughter.
The next segment. Are we done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. The next segment is called After You've Gone. This segment again features Benny Goodman and the Goodman Quartet as 6 anthropomorphized instruments: the piano, the bass, snare, the bass, and the bass drums, cymbal, and clarinet, who parade through and I'm quoting this from Wikipedia, musical playground.
This one really, I struggled to watch.
Yeah, it irked Frankie. It was at this point I was starting to get hungry, so I was thinking about food the whole time. So I really don't have a lot, except if you look at the movie poster, and also the VCR poster, that clarinet, the anthropomorphic clarinet, uh, big, very prominent on both.
I guess the clarinet is the star of this movie.
Yeah, apparently so.
This one was like kind of more like, I don't know how to word this. It kind of fit the music a little more than the other ones that were like it, but like that didn't have any story. But it was still pretty boring.
Next one is Johnny Fedora and Alice Bluebonnet. I loved this.
Yeah, this is the only one I really liked.
I love this one so much. And I remember this one, which is why I don't think I can give this movie a bad score, because this has this in it, and I loved this one. This segment told the romantic story of 2 hats who fell in love in a department store window in New York City. The department store, by the way, is called Bon Ton Store. And I'm wondering, is that where the Bon Ton originated? Growing up in Johnstown, the Galleria Mall had like anchor stores, and Bon Ton was one of them. When Alice Bluebonnet was sold, Johnny Fedora devoted himself to finding her again. He was also purchased by a man, and he kept singing his little hat song. One day he heard Alice's little hat song and jumped off of the guy's head and tried to follow her. Goes through a hard life. He ends up being on the hat of like this. I guess he's a violent man because he goes to a bar and then like shoots people. Gets washed away by like rain. He, gets run over by a carriage at times. Like this hat is going through it. And finally he's picked up and has 2 holes cut in him, and he's placed on top of a horse's head. But right next to him, just by pure chance, is Alice Bluebonnet, also on the other horse's head. So they live together happily ever after, side by side. It's very sweet. I was very invested. Yeah.
Them on the horses' heads was so cute.
I was so invested in this. I actually almost started crying whenever he like kept doing the the song to like nobody. I was like, oh man, this is tugging on my heartstrings. I also like the song, and the Andrew sisters provided the vocals for the song.
Bonnie Bluebonnet cost $24.99. This was in like the early 1900s, the Edwardian era. That's a very expensive bonnet.
I mean, she's very nice looking.
She is. But that is a very expensive hat for the time.
Well, it makes sense then why she was in the department store window for so long. Because everybody's like, oh, that's very nice. And then they look at the price and they're like, no. I was very invested in this. I need a Johnny Fedora. I want what Johnny and Alice have. And finally, the finale. The whale who wanted to sing at the Met. I got a big fucking problem with this one.
Why?
Because I fucking killed Willie.
That is also my biggest issue with this one.
The finale of the film is a bittersweet story about a sperm whale named Willie with a incredible musical talent. He dreams of singing grand opera at the Met. A rumor is spread throughout the city about an operatic whale, but it is seemingly disproven. Therefore, the short-sighted and Impresario Teti Tati believes that the whale swallowed an opera singer. He concludes this after studying the story of Jonah and the whale. You know, the Bible story. The one that totally happened.
Because you can totally survive if you're swallowed by a whale.
Right.
Pinocchio did.
He was wood.
He was made of wood.
Geppetto survived.
That was an animated cartoon.
How do we know Geppetto wasn't made of wood?
Because he was a real man.
Are we sure about that?
I think he was real.
Teti Tati sets out to rescue his non-existent quarry, with the newspapers announcing that he was going to sea. Whitey, who is Willie's seagull friend, excitedly brings Willie the newspaper, all of which his friends are super excited, the friends he performs to in the ocean, are super excited that he's going to get his big chance. Willie goes out to meet the boat and sing for Titi Tatty. He finds them, and upon hearing Willie sing, Titi Tatty comes to believe that Willie has swallowed not one, but 3 singers. All because he has 3 uvulas. Each uvula
did not like the uvulas. Yeah. We did not need that many scenes involving the uvulas.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't watch this. Damn.
Each uvula with a different voice range, tenor, baritone, and bass. Titty Tatty, I'm gonna call him Titty Tatty. No. Titty Tat, whatever. Titty Tat. He chases him with a harpoon on the boat with 3 crewmen aboard. But upon hearing Willie sing, the crewmen are like trying to stop Titty Tatty from killing Willie. They even like pin him down, sit on him, all that type of stuff. A montage then follows of what would be Willie's future career in performing opera on the stage of the Met. It shows like Titty Tatty was convinced and everything, and we don't know it's a dream at first. At first, I really think like it happened.
We should have ended right there, not continued, not finished.
However, in the end, reality strikes when Titty Tatty succeeds in harpooning and killing Willie, which causes the 3 sailors to beat him up afterwards.
As they should.
The narrator
they
explains
are
that
heroes.
What a dark fucking movie this is.
I'm not done yet.
Right after we just had the ducks survive.
Titty Tatty gets beat up by the sailors, but the narrator explains that Willie's voice, now in 1,000, each more golden than before, will sing it on in heaven, ironically still achieving his dream after all. The final shot.
I'm not crying. I promise. Yeah. I'm not crying.
The final shot is of the Heaven's Gates with a sold out sign. Nelson Eddy narrated and performed all the voices in the segment. As Willie the Whale, Eddy sang among others Shortening the Bread, Largo el Factum from The Barber of Seville, all 3 male voices in the first part of the sextet from Donizetti's opera Lucia di Lammermoor, and Hag der Himmel ich wohne from Friedrich Wilhelm's opera Martha. The curtains then close and the film ends. And that is it for Make Mine Music.
Thank God.
And they killed the fucking whale who only wanted to sing at the Met. I
was so excited.
Yeah, what a sad ending.
And they gave him little outfits.
Do you think Whitey regrets telling him about the newspaper?
Whitey probably has like trauma now. He's like, if I wouldn't have given him that newspaper, he would still be alive singing for everybody today.
Yeah. I think Whitey may have unalived himself afterwards.
He has like issues. He needs therapy. And who's gonna pay for therapy for a bird in like the 1940s? Nobody. There are no villains. There are no main characters in this, so I'm just ranking it. Frankie, can you give me?
No, there's a villain. The man who harpooned the whale. Number 1 on the list.
I mean, we can't put him on the list, but he will be number 1 in our hearts as a villain.
Yeah.
He's up there with the hunter who killed Bambi's mom.
That is our number 1 villain, I think.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
No, it's not. The Queen is still our number 1 villain. Man is number 2.
Give me the last 5.
The bottom 5? All right. So number 5, we have Pinocchio. Number 6, we have the 3 Caballeros. Number 7, we have the Reluctant Dragon. Number 8, we have Fantasia. And number 9, we have Victory Through Air Power.
I'm going to put it below 3 Caballeros, but above Reluctant Dragon.
Okay. So Make Mine Music is now number 7. We have a top 10. officially. And Bambi is number 1 on that top 10. After the
Bambi's
first
gonna
10
be
Disney
hard.
movies, Bambi is number 1. I cannot think of any Disney movies like upcoming that like off the top of my head that would be like, oh yeah, that might win.
Cinderella, possibly.
We still have a ways to go before Cinderella.
We got a whole decade.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We have
5.
6 movies.
The next movie, though, up in our Disney thing, and I'm just gonna give the audience a warning ahead of time. It's the one that Disney would love to forget that they made.
We had Song of the South.
Put it at the bottom of the list right now.
Watching this movie, Bob Iger might actually assassinate us if we talk about it.
We're gonna get copyright claimed by Disney just because they don't want anyone to know Song of the South exists.
If you see any mice around your house, run, because that's actually the mouse sending his troops to kill you.
Wonderful.
Not the cute little field mousies.
Yeah, they actually work for
No, I'm friends with them.
Well,
they're so cute.
They work for the mouse. They work for the big guy, the big cheese. And they're there to kill us all for talking about Song of the South.
Here's the thing that really sucks, though.
The movie?
Yeah, the movie does suck, but I fucking love Zippity Doo Dah. It is a catchy ass song. Every time I rode Splash Mountain, that song, gets stuck in my head. I loved that fucking song. Love that fucking song.
Well, we're gonna watch it.
Don't sound so unexcited. You can be unexcited, but don't sound so unexcited.
I can't make myself. I'm not that good of an actor to make myself sound excited about.
All right, can you get excited about whatever you're bringing to the table next week?
I'm very excited about what I'm bringing to the table next week.
Wow, this shift was instantaneous. That was that's good.
Because I'm not gonna bring racism next week. I'm bringing a badass woman.
Oh,
that's
right. Normally Hannah's job.
It is normally Hannah's job, but I'm moving away from freaks of history to bring a badass woman of history.
We love to see it.
We're gonna be talking about the French pirate. She's basically a pirate. Let's be real. She became a pirate for a little bit of time. Jean de Clisson.
I've heard of this person.
Yes. We're going to be talking about her and what she did to the English, or what she did to the French, sorry.
The English probably deserved it.
Well, she didn't do it to the English. She did it to the French, and the French definitely deserved it for what they did to her. So we're going to be talking about
pirate Joan of Arc.
Well, no, because Joan of Arc
died.
She's dead too. Surprisingly,
murked. Joan of Arc
she was alive, in the 1400s, but so surprisingly, or 1300s, surprisingly dead.
Was she murked like Joan of Arc was murked?
Well, I'm not gonna spoil that. I don't think she was burned at the stake though.
Well, I look forward to
it. But we will talk about Jean de Clisson, and very excited to do that. But again, unlike Joan of Arc, though, Joan of Arc had like a divine mission. She had a revenge mission. She's only here for vengeance.
I love her already.
Is next week's episode also the 50th?
No, that was Frankie's last episode.
That was the WCW.
Fuck! I forgot the wrestling bull. God. I got fuck.
Yeah.
We're closer to 60 at this point.
Fuck off.
We celebrated the 50th with the Macho Man. Yeah.
All right.
It's late. I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now see, Amanda's got me hyped up with the Macho Man now. She caused this, Hannah. She caused it. Anyway, let's take care of business and wrap this up. As of recording, we are on YouTube and Spotify. If you are listening to us on YouTube, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell for notification when you know each of our episodes when it goes up on Wednesday morning and when our bonus episodes go up whenever I finish editing them. If you are listening to us on Spotify, remember to leave a review and a rating of the episode. Answer the episode question, which is just what do you think of the episode? And please leave us a comment as well, as we just did get our first comment celebrating the peanut gallery. And most of all, whether you're listening to us on YouTube or Spotify, please remember to share this with anyone to get us some more listens, some more views. We really appreciate it if you do. And if you want some Peanut Gallery merch, please share it around so we can make some merch.
I don't mind the merch, but let's chill it with the Peanut Gallery, please. I live with this woman.
Hey,
I
look,
don't need her to have
if
a
the
giant
supporters come because of the Peanut Gallery, then the supporters come because of the Peanut Gallery. We can't control what the people like. It is what it is.
She wants me to make her mascot like a peanut.
Like Charlie Brown? Nice.
No.
I love Charlie Brown.
Like
Anyway,
Mr. Peanut.
if you would like to send us an email with some ideas for episodes, any comments you have about episodes, any thoughts you have about episodes, or if you would like to, which we would really like from you, some fan and listener questions for us about anything you want, we might answer it if depending on what the question is. We'll most likely answer it, but if it goes too far, we won't. I'm warning you now. But
I would probably answer it still.
if you would like to send us some questions or an email with comments or ideas, you can do so by emailing us over at
nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled HEAR.
if you would like to see some fun artwork done by Amanda, some funny memes, images from the episodes, and out of context images for each episode, you can do so by following us on. Oh, those are posted by Hannah. I'm sorry, Hannah. I keep forgetting to say who does that.
I think the people know.
Yeah, but
I'm the one on the Instagram.
I gotta give you your credit. You deserve it. You deserve your praise.
Credit my memes.
Yeah, you deserve your praise and flowers for the memes. But if you would like to see Amanda's artwork, Hannah's memes, you can do so over on our Instagram page, which is
nothing to see here pod.
And that is all the business to take care of. So join us next week when I will be giving you a badass woman of history. Until then, goodbye and good night.
Bye.
Go get some cheesy tots, y'all. They're back.